All right, we're gonna take a look at our pediatric DKA 2-bag system. And so we're gonna first talk about our setup. So the 2-bag system means 2 bags, bag 1 and bag 2. Your first bag is gonna be normal saline fluids plus or minus potassium. And your second bag is always going to be a dextrose containing fluid plus or minus potassium. And you're always also going to have your insulin running as well. The typical setup for our 2-bag system is going to have our insulin running by itself in a portless tubing, and then we'll have our 2 bags set up on a separate side of our Alaris pump, and they're going to be together at the patient's side. We'll daisy chain them with the normal saline fluid running first. Based on our initial blood glucose is going to determine the fluid that we start, and it's going to be based off of this lovely chart that we have behind us. All of this information is in your insulin order as well, so you can reference that too. We're first going to start with a bolus to rehydrate our patients. So 10 to 20 mils per kilo is going to be very common in these patients. After we get the initial bolus, we need to check a starting blood glucose. And that starting blood glucose is going to determine what our fluids are going to be running at. So we do our bolus, we get our first blood sugar, or our starting blood glucose, and the starting blood glucose is 325. So with that, we're only going to be starting our sodium chloride containing fluid, so only bag 1. So we have bag 2 hanging, but not connected to the patient, because we are only going to run bag 1 at this time. So with our insulin running in our bag 1, we're going to run at 1.5 to 2 times maintenance. This lovely patient of ours is 20 kilos, so 1.5 maintenance is going to be 90 mils per hour. So we're going to program our pump using our guardrail fluids, and we're going to go to our normal saline. Now, if you have potassium, you'll choose the IV fluids with potassium, but this currently we have no potassium running. We're going to page down until we find our 20 kilo patient, select that, and our rate is going to be 90 mils per hour, which is 1.5 times maintenance, with a volume to be infused of 90 mils, because then that forces us to check an hourly blood glucose. Now we're going to hit start, and away we go. So we have bag 1 running, bag 2 is not running, and our insulin is running. An hour has passed. We're going to check our blood glucose again. Our blood glucose is now 292. So with that, we're going to go reference our chart again. So now we're in the purple section. So we're going to see 50% of our 1.5 times maintenance and in the normal saline fluid, bag 1, and we're going to see 50% of our 1.5 times maintenance in bag 2, which is our dextrose containing fluid. So now we're going to take our dextrose, we're going to connect it to our normal saline fluid, and we're going to go in and start our dextrose. So we'll channel select. Now this is going to be, if you're at a primary site, this is going to be a dextrose or D10 containing fluid. So again, under our guardrail fluids, we'll page down till we find our D10 fluid. Again, we're going to find our 20 kilo patient. And so now we're going 50% and 50%. So our 1.5 times maintenance is 90 milliliters, so 50% is 45 milliliters per hour. So we're going to run a rate of 45 milliliters per hour and a volume to be infused of 45 milliliters. So that, again, that forces us to have to check our blood glucose every hour. We'll hit start, and then we're going to change our bag 1 fluid, because it's currently running at 90, because it was running before when we were at 325. Now that we're at 292, again, flipping back to 50%. So 50% again is 45 milliliters per hour, volume to be infused 45 milliliters, and hit start. So now we are running both bag 1 and bag 2, as well as our insulin. So our 2-bag system is going on one side of the patient. Our insulin is going on the opposite side of our patient. And essentially, D10, normal saline. Now that it's down to the patient, we are creating D5, and that is the point of a 2-bag system. Another hour has passed. Our blood sugar is now 230. We're gonna look at our reference again. Between 200 and 300, we maintain 50% of both bags. So we'll have no change in our blood sugars, or no change in our bag fluid rates, and our insulin is maintaining the 0.1 units per kilo per hour. We check again, we're now down to 199. So this is where we change again. So now we're into our bottom section, and we're gonna go to 100% of our D10 containing fluids. So we're gonna turn off our bag 1 because we don't need to run it anymore. And we're going to change the rate to the 1.5 times maintenance, which is 90 mils per hour. Again, our volumes being infused of 90 mils. So again, it forces us to check our blood sugar every hour. Hit start. And now we are running our dextrose containing fluids because we're below 200. And that is how we do a 2-bag system in our pediatric patients.